to our channel, Loving Handcrafts by BMW. This is Brenda. So today I am doing another stencil. This is the stencil that I'm using. So this is from my stash. This was from back in January 2024. I think I may have used this stencil once, but I'm going to do it again. I've already did it like a little sample to kind of see, because I wanted to do 2 panels, so just to kind of test my colors out and just see how it looks. So this is the final result. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm not going to use the stencil that puts the lines, although I like it, but I'm not going to use it. I'm going to use the same colors, and I'm going to use something different, because you can. This is a layering stencil, so I'm going to use this cardstock, this 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 from Gina K, only because it's pre-cut and I don't have to worry about it, and it seems to be working just fine. So I can see, I've got my waffle flower mat here. I can see the little outline here from the other mat, so I'm just going to kind of place that on top so the paper won't move. I had that problem with the paper shifting. So the inks I'm going to use today is my Distress line, because I really love the watercolor look that I get with that. So I'm going to use the Distress Oxides. So I'm using, and some distressed inks. So I'm going to use Spun Sugar for my lightest color, and Kitsch Flamingo for my pink. For the greenery, I'm using, for my lightest color, Bundled Sage, and then Peeled Paint. For the stem, I'm using Walnut Stain, because I don't have the Walnut Stain in Oxide, so I have it in Distressed. And I have the little cubes. And then for the center, I'm going to use Mustard Seed. Now, let me open up the packaging. This was a stencil of the month from the Spellbinders thingy bob. Let's make sure I can see. Okay, there's 5 layers. So for this layer, I didn't use it on this one, right? I'm going to try to use this Celestial Copper. We'll see how it comes out. I think it'll look pretty good, a nice foil against the Walnut Stain, but we'll see. So I'm going to put that on aside. I didn't use these, so I'm going to grab the sentiments in here. So I'm going to grab some masks, so I won't have to fiddle with that. So this is number 2. I don't know if you can see right in there, there's numbers. So this is number 1. I'm going to put them in order. That way I don't have to worry about number 2, number 3, 4, and 5. Okay, that way I know I'm grabbing them in the right order. I'm going to put this aside. Okay, let me make a little room over here on the other side of my desk. Put that crap over here. Alright. So let me put you. And I'm trying to keep everything in order in case I get distracted or, you know, lose my train of thought that all my stuff is in order in the way I want to grab it. That way I don't have to put this over there. I don't have to worry about it. Okay. So last time when I did this, like I did this the other day, and I did not have this out, and everything was shifting and moving, and I was a little nervous. So I just brought out my sticky mat. And I'm going to try to make sure I get this lined up. So I brought, just in case, whoops, I brought some tape. Like, I'm going to just use this as a marker. That way I can kind of line it up in this corner. It doesn't have to be perfect. All right, yeah, I got some of this, whatever this thing is, something the best tape, I don't remember. It's from Spellbinders. And so I'm going to do it like that. Make sure I don't touch it. Just in case, I'm just making sure I line up my stencil, because they have in the corner, they have these like etched in, but this gives me an extra assurance. Okay, and everything is sticking. Okay, so let's start with the Spun Sugar first. I think that's the right color I started with. Oh, and I wrote it on the back. So yeah, Spun Sugar. Okay, so let's do that. And that is the Oxide. I should have an Oxide brush. So I labeled my brush so I can keep my oxides and my distress separate. And got a little block, keep my hands out that. And then I'm just going to swirl it on. Bring it down just a tad. Whoop. Just a tad. So I'm going to swirl it on. And I'm going to be careful not to go here, so let's just do this. That way I don't have to worry about it. I'm going to try to leave some white and just really, really light hand. Not too heavy. Because I want that airy look. That's why I decided to go with the oxides. So that takes care of that. I'm going to grab the Walnut Stain. Let's just let that out. I should have a distressed brush right here. This is my distressed. I got, yeah. I really kept that really, really sweet and light. So this is the Walnut Stain for this layer. And I'm going to keep it light at the beginning, here and here, and then where the branches come here and here, just like do it really dark. But I'm going to start off really light and apply it. Again, I want that light, airy watercolor feel. But I also wanted to get some shading in, so I'm being very gentle. Very, very, very gentle. I'm trying to build up that color slowly. Here we go. It's nice having one done so I can kind of look at it. But I don't expect it to be the same every single time. Now, right here is where I'm going to go really heavy. Kind of like right down here and here, right in that section. And then pretty light, but really want to swirl right in there. Really want to get it up in here. So I have some light and dark areas, and maybe right in there. So I'm really pressing down pretty hard. Okay. All right, that takes care of that first layer. Put that over here. And I think I might like it. Oh, yeah. Safety first. All right. Nice. So I've got some alcohol here, and I'm sure you'll see that. I'm just gonna clean my stencil before I move on. Only because I need to put it back in. I have it clean. So then this will be stencil number 2. So that's going to be the darker color. And I'm going to try to line it up in this corner, in these corners. And that's why this gives me a good line. Okay. So I'm going to pull out this next color, and then I'm going to cover this up, because the Hello Lovely, because I don't want any Don't want to use that because I'm going to use my own, do something different. I don't know what I'm going to do on this. I'm pointing to this. I don't know what I'm going to do, but it won't be that. All right. I'm wondering why I didn't stencil when I was doing this with my oxide sooner. But I am really loving, I love watercolor, like the look of watercolor. So I'm going to start pretty light, just at the top of these leaves. And just put a light wash of color. I love watercolor, just the look and feel of it. And I hadn't really used my oxides before. Like, I'm trying to use what's in my stash. Again, that's my theme going into this year. And then when I was looking at all my oxides, I realized I don't have any yellow. I have no yellow. I swatched everything. And then when I look at my swatch, I don't have any yellow oxides. Any. So therefore I couldn't put any yellow in here. All I had was distressed. So now I'm going to hit this with some color, and then right in here, I'm going to try to just go a little bit darker right at the base of the petal. But not up. I'm going to keep it light. But I'm really pushing down on this head and try not to go too far up. And I'll just put a little bit more color. Just at least some white. Doesn't have to be perfect, just has to look pretty. All right, that takes care of that layer. So that was layer number 2. Isn't that pretty already? All right, not much effort. We clean this layer stencil. I'm off the camera again, just cleaning it, the alcohol. So yeah, I'm just wiping it down with a microfiber cloth. I don't want any alcohol on that, so I'm doing it off. Okay, that's number 2. So we'll move on to stencil number 3, which I'm going to not do. This is stencil 3, so I'm going to skip this stencil. And then I'm going to go to stencil 4. And then this is where I bring in the greenery. And this is where I'm really happy I put this like little corner thing here, because I don't have any problems lining up my stencil. That was a Jennifer McGuire hack. Or I don't know, somebody's hack. I saw. Okay. All right. Put that over there. Put that over there. So I'm going to start with the center first. I'm going to hang on to my little mask. Since this is distress, should have, where's that yellow? Oh, here it is. Distressed. It's a little too big for what I need, but this is my dedicated brush for distressed inks. Okay. I'm going to grab another piece of paper. And cover that up. Again, I don't want to have any issues. So where's another? I just hang on to these. Mask that up. Mask that up. I am not playing, you guys. As you can see, I am serious about not getting. What if something slips? I get scared. I don't know. Get startled. Not having any problems. No issues. Okay. So since I used these colors the other day, I'm not cleaning out my brush because I used them the other day. So I'm just going to go in really lightly. Just put that. And I don't know. Kind of turns the orange, which I'm okay with because it looks orange around here. The pink and the yellow gives me like a little orange outline, but not too light, not too much. All right. Then I'm going to pull this up and move that here so I can do my bundled sage. That out of the way. This is the Oxide. Yep, Oxide brush. Now, before I got all these brushes, you guys, I just used the same brush, but I did that alcohol trick where I sprayed alcohol on the and just wiped it off because I didn't have multiple brushes for different inks, but now I do. Okay, so I'm gonna just go really light, very ethereal. I'm looking for very watercolory, wispy color. Now, if you can use, you use whatever inks you have, but this is what Brenda's doing. Wispy color. And I'm not pressing down too hard. I might do a little around here, just at the base of those, but keeping it pretty light. Okay, do this one and move you out the way. Stay. That's what happened last time. I don't know if you saw that. It lifted up when I was moving the things around. Put a little right there. And moving these Post-it notes around. And I always felt like it was shifting on me. So, alright, so load the brush back up again. So I had that's a little time on my hand the other day. I was like, oh, let me just do some practice. Because, sometimes I have time to practice, and sometimes I just have to go for it when I'm trying to drop a video. As I tell everyone, you got to feed the beast, man. So you got to make content, which is not unpleasant. It's just you got to think about it. Remind me of my baby brother. I don't know. I've been thinking about, oh, I know why. My brother passed in January. My little brother passed in 2013 in January. So I always think of him and going into the new year. It's tough losing a brother. It's tough losing a loved one, period. But I always say it's tougher when you lose a sibling, and he was only 42 when he passed. I've got one other brother. It's my oldest brother. He's still with us, so I'm grateful for that, but I wasn't expecting to lose the baby. And I don't know about you, but Isaac was 2 years apart. Yeah, 2 years apart. So we had a little bit of a civil rivalry going on, because it was just me and my oldest brother until he was born. Yeah, we had a civil rivalry thing going on. But as we got older, it turned into a good friendship. Oh, isn't that sweet? Okay, so again, I'm going to do cleaning. So off camera, just clean that. I gotta refill my bottle. And I'll just wipe that down. That adds a little bit of time to this video, but I'd rather do it now than have it cleaned up. Oh, that is so pretty. See how that stain gives you a little bit of shadowing? Oh, and a little dimension at the base of the leaves. Oh, I'm so pretty. I'm gonna finish the leaves first, And then I'll do the, I'm not sure. I had to switch this over because it's not, maybe, I don't know, was it supposed to do that? I guess so. All right, I'm just going to trust the process. All right, I'm just going to trust the process. All right, so I'm going to use the same brush, but I'm going to bring the darker color in. See, that looks weird. See how that's not quite... Okay. See, if I leave it in the corner, see how that's... I'm going to bring it over just a tad. Okay, that's better. Because those spots weren't in the right spot. So, glad I looked at that. Because then I'd have had that brown up in there. And I didn't want to do that. Okay. So we'll just use that as... I'll put that in the spot. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to start off pretty light. Maybe I had it backwards. Okay. Oh, I'll just go darker. For this one, I'm just using a heavier hand when I swirl it on. Just got to swirl it on. It's going to be pretty no matter what. Yeah, my baby brother. And I think I've talked about my brother before. So people always thought he was the oldest. So I always called him my baby brother. And to his face, just to remember, for him to remember that I was older than him. So he always became baby brother when I referred to him. I'm pretty sure he got a kick out of it because he always looked older than me. He was something else. He really was. He had a really good relationship with my dad. That was his fishing buddy. And he was short, so my dad called him Shorty. Not original, but that's what my dad called him. But that was his buddy. All right, before I pull this one up, I'm going to try to use this. I'm hoping I don't ruin it because I don't know what it's going to look like. But I'm going to use this just to bring in some sparkle. I'm going to use this little brush, but I'm definitely going to clean it. Oh, I shouldn't. Just wanted to bring a little bit of sparkle in the center, just to bounce the light off of. Okay. Go a little bit. All right, there we go. And I will clean this off because it's got a little metallic-y shine on it. And I use this brush for a little bit everything. This was my original, this was a makeup brush that I got. So this was the original one. So I'm just cleaning it with alcohol. I use that for every little thing. All right, let's peel and reveal. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh my God, I'm going to be stenciling more with my distress. I'm going to have to trick it out now. I'm going to go back and start getting some colors I don't have in my distress line because I love it. Oh my God, I love it, I love it, I love it. This is my favorite. Oh, look at that, y'all. Isn't that sweet and delicate and light? I like both of them. It's the same colors, but using different parts of the stencil. And then that little, just that delicate coppery gives it a little shimmer in the center. You may not be able to see it on camera, but I love it. Okay. If you've made it this far, you know what to do. Support the channel, like, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell so you'll get notified when I drop new videos. Again, I'm just so thankful for everyone's support going into the new year, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.